Welcome to Hello Downtown, a podcast by Downtown Sioux Falls.
This is Hello Downtown, the podcast where we explore the people, the places, and the pulse of our city's core. I'm your host, Brandon Hanson, and every episode we dive into the stories shaping life in the heart of Sioux Falls. So whether you're downtown every day or just downtown at heart, let's jump in. Well, on Hello Downtown today, we have Lindsay Lundeby, the Director of Marketing and Business Development at Coke Hazard Architects, incredible architecture firm right here in downtown Sioux Falls. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Coke Hazard a little bit. You guys are celebrating kind of an incredible milestone, 65 years in business. And so just curious from your perspective, what does that amount of years, the longevity of a business like that and a firm, say about your connection to Sioux Falls and downtown and just the quality of your work?
Absolutely. 65 years in this community doesn't happen without relationships. We have had the privilege over that history to work with, multi-generations of clients and to see the town, our city and downtown transform into something that is enviable anywhere. But it all comes down to investing in the place that we live, that we raise our families, that we play. And I think that even outside of downtown, that translates into how we view projects everywhere. We want the spaces that we design to feel like they are enhancing those community relationships, regardless of whether it's right here or in any other town across our region.
One reason we're sitting here today is the July Open Streets event, which Coke Hazard is sponsoring. And that's really the whole intent. We're hosting it right out in front of the Orpheum Theater here, which is really close, obviously, to our office, but yours as well. So July 3rd, 5 to 8 p.m. But again, the idea is to bring people together and give them a chance to get out of their vehicles and get rid of the screens maybe and try something new on the street, whether it's a vendor or discovering a new business or seeing a cool art display, And so can you just talk a little bit about why it's important for your company to show up in events like this and be so community first?
Absolutely. Open Streets is a unique event in that it helps all of us reimagine spaces that we walk by every day. How could they be used differently? How can we engage with others rather than just walking by? I think that's one of the great things about downtown Sioux Falls is you do have the ability to walk by the source and wave at people sitting working at the window and go down and see people out on patios and stop and say hi. But that's, very specifically placed at different places where people gather. So creating more spaces for people to gather and re-envisioning how spaces are used, I think is core to the work we do, especially with the adaptive reuse, the renovation projects, the additions with the historical buildings, maintaining that charm and that integrity, but also reimagining how it can be used for today. Open Streets does the same thing. It encourages us to come and to maybe stop and look at some really neat things that we have. And I love the family aspect of it. The open streets that we've been to, there's been parents with toddlers and babies in strollers. There's been grandparents out, multi-generation, young adults, teenagers, just hanging out and having a fun time. And I like that it's accessible for everyone because the community isn't just about one group of people.
Totally agree. Yeah. And so we just wrapped up the June Open Streets event where we essentially asked all of you to produce a mini golf hole, and we're going to build the downtown mini golf course. We're a little bit blown away by how many people were out there. And I think what was really cool, especially with just you sitting here, your guys' hole was incredible. It had the most height. It had the most, I would say, artistic flair to it. Can you just talk about what it was like coming up with this and building this as a team?
Yeah, absolutely. The original design was actually put in works many years ago for a parking day event that didn't happen. So it never got built. We have an amazing member of our team who does woodworking as one of her passions. So she was able to take some of those designs, put it together, and we had a whole team. We had a committee that worked on it, lots of long hours. But the overall idea was, again, reimagining what even a golf hole could look like. It doesn't have to be simply linear on the ground, make a piece of art. But I think what the whole that we did come up with really says about our team is just the collaboration, the focus on having fun, maybe thinking outside the box, doing something different, and making something that people sparks joy with people.
Yeah, it was called The Portal. Really difficult to explain on an audio only experience, but I saw kids and older people walking through it because your ball gets kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It was lumpy and bumpy and wavy and just beyond incredible.
Yeah,
so
it was so much fun to put together. I know a lot of work went into it, but seeing it and seeing everyone interact with it, not just play on it, was fun.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping there's a way to bring this back. I think we've talked about Riverfest as an option to, and maybe not as a golf hole, maybe as a parking day.
I think we're going to bring it back at July 3rd. Open
Good.
Streets.
Good.
Why not? It was fun.
Good. Yes, that was some of the feedback we got. The lines got so long because it just was a hit immediately, which was amazing. People were just saying, please do this again. Please bring these back. So I love to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So come on out July 3rd, open streets. You'll get your chance to play on the portal.
We might even have some prizes.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll throw in some too. Did anyone get a hole in one?
Oh, we had about 20 hole-in-ones over the course of the evening.
I mean, it looked difficult.
It was. We had a lot of stray balls, but some people were locked in. So,
well, I love it. So let's shift back to the organization, your company. Coke Hazard has obviously left its mark on so many impactful downtown projects from, and I'm only going to name just a couple because there's 65 years of history here, but the Sioux Falls Area Community Foundation, to Startup Sioux Falls, the Steel District, and so many more. When you look across these projects, you've got commercial, you've got community, you've got residential. How do you think they have helped collectively shape the downtown experience?
I think what you just alluded to is one of the best things about it is the diversity of projects. We've had new construction and reimagined existing construction. We've renovated the 2 old existing train depots that were available here in Sioux Falls. What a cool experience to be able to bring something back to life, one of which houses an organization that gives back and supports nonprofits and community organizations, one of which supports entrepreneurs that are wanting to start new businesses thriving here. That's amazing. We also have done, office spaces and complexes and the Washington Pavilion when that whole thing happened. It's the diversity of projects, understanding that there's no one thing that makes downtown Sioux Falls special. It's the culmination. It's the diversity of experiences. So I think when you look across downtown Sioux Falls, if you throw a rock, which don't, maybe a ping pong ball, there's a really hard chance that you won't hit a building that we've touched. And part of that, I think, just speaks to the commitment to our community, but also to really blending, taking care of what was while envisioning what can be and finding a way to blend those two together. The Jones Building, it was a restoration of some existing space and building something new that fit within historic buildings. That's a place where people can gather. Again, I think it goes back to, we all like to hang out and have fun with our friends, with our community, with our families, and creating spaces to do that, whether it's a brand new something that we've envisioned and designed, or really taking a hard look at something that was built 150 years ago. It's the diversity of finding the things that impact our community that I think we're most proud of.
Yeah, I do like the Jones 421 example and just the gathering space mentality. It is one of the many things that make downtown different than other parts of this community. I live in a suburban area in Sioux Falls, and there's nothing like that in our neighborhood, and it's harder to connect with neighbors and just people. Just the community is different in downtown, and place matters.
Absolutely. And just since I've been here, the walkability, the time that you spend downtown, choosing not to drive from one side to the other and choosing to walk on a nice day, that has grown so much. And I think it's just a testament to the city itself, to the residents who have invested in the community and who are willing to participate.
Yeah, the downtown 2035 city plan references that this will be the most walkable district in the country by 2035. So
I love it.
Let's get to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think a lot of the examples that you provided just a moment ago too, I mean, and you alluded to it right away, right out of the gate, that you guys care about historic projects. Is there something that produced that in you all, or is that part of like just being an architect firm?
I think for the principals we have at the firm, Heath and Stacy, there's a really strong level of caring about the economy, the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. And sometimes the best ideas don't have to be new. It's finding a way to reimagine what exists. Preserving is a huge part of architecture. And I know you look back at photos of downtown Sioux Falls 100 years ago, and there's so many beautiful buildings that were lost, and decisions that were made to tear them down rather than save them. And I think we take it very seriously that when new is needed, that's what we'll do. But when we can preserve a piece of history, when we can continue to see the legacy of an amazing town and some of the amazing, unique architectural pieces that we have here with the rose quartz, and being able to preserve rather than just, throw something away and start over, there's a lot more challenges involved, and our team likes a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell with the golf hole. So, Coke Hazard is obviously involved as a sponsor and a member of DTSF. But again, we see you guys using downtown. I see Nolan at, getting ramen as often as he can in downtown at different restaurants. I see you all on patios. Stacy's at the Fernson patio often and mentoring people. And you guys are involved so much more than a check and cash as a sponsor. And so I think that's just really impactful. And I'm just curious how important is it for your team to experience downtown with your office down here and just your involvement with the community?
I think, like I said earlier, every community probably dreams of these areas where people want to be, not are forced, not are, directed to go, but places where you want to hang out. And I think that in the design side of things, we're very intentional with creating those spaces within the buildings we design for that natural gathering. But I think that also comes from a place of, everyone in our firm is connected to the community. And by using the spaces within downtown Sioux Falls yes, we have several employees that have different favorite local coffee shops, and they will walk there for their mid-morning or mid-afternoon caffeine bump. But understanding how we as humans interact with the built environment is so important. And being downtown, we try to be as involved as possible and support the downtown businesses, because it's what we hope to allow Sioux Falls to be a model for the other communities that we work in as well, to create that sense of community. Because at the end of the day, again, architecture is relationships. And the more relationships that we build with each other and with the spaces that we use, if those are positive, if they are producing positive results, if you're able to bring your grandmother or your family, your kids, and have a great experience either way, I think that's the most important thing.
We just really appreciate working with you guys. I think you are one of the most creative firms I've ever gotten to just be around. Even just walking into your office space is pretty incredible. And again, I know it's like a simple little thing, but the golf hole, like it could have just made a flat golf hole. So it's been incredible. Make sure, if you're listening, come out to Open Streets, July 3rd. It's right in front of the Orpheum Theater, 5 to 8 p.m. Coke Hazard will be there. Again, golf hole will be there, but a lot of other really incredible activities. We end the night at 8 o'clock, so you can go over to the Levitt and experience that art and the culture of music as well. So, but thanks for listening. Thank you, Lindsay, for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
This is Hello Downtown.
Well, I'm joined today by Katrin Profile of P&M Steel, but also downtown resident, previous bid board member, officially now, DTSF proper board member, mother, probably a billion other things, avid golfer, apparently. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you.
I am maybe not first and foremost, but I always think of it first and foremost as a downtown resident.
Yeah.
Maybe not first and foremost.
Well, it's kind of part of someone's identity to live downtown.
It has become part of our identity. We moved when my husband and I moved back to Sioux Falls from Boston in 2016. We moved to the Gorley building. Mm-hmm. And when we were in the Gorley building, we saw the Jones building being built as kind of behind our doorstep. And we're like, I kind of really want to still live downtown for a while. Really don't want to do yard work. Shovel the snow. Yes.
That's all it takes.
That's all it took.
Yeah. It's been super cool to see you have really fun names in your family. I mean, your dog's name is Gouda.
My dog's name is Gouda, and I feel like Gouda is actually probably more well-known downtown than either Zach or I.
Yes.
But that's fine. That's fine. I'm fine shrinking into the background, just letting her do her thing.
I love that. But it's just been fun to watch your husband and Gouda walking down the street in the morning or, I think this last burger battle, just seeing like your whole family having a burger, several burgers maybe, in the Jones 421, like kind of community area down on the first floor. Just really cool to see what downtown living can look like, especially as like a family.
Especially as a family. That was one thing. I mean, we live in a 2-bedroom, so I think that we still have several years. We're not planning to move, but I was a little curious how that would work. With our dog, it works fine. She's lazy enough and she likes people enough to be super into going everywhere downtown with us. And so we have kind of tailored our life to know where she can go with us and when she needs to go stay home. But with a kid, we have Jacobson Plaza, though.
Right
it's
across
only
the street.
10 months old, so it's not quite
early.
His age range yet. But it's not been nearly as difficult as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's cool. I know I don't live downtown, but I'm down here enough to basically live down here. But it's cool to see some of these communal eating spaces and the restaurants being someone's dinner table.
Yes.
A place to host their family and gather people, parks as their backyard. It's cool to see that it's okay to have a family and live in downtown.
We had Gouda's 10th birthday party in the courtyard of the Jones building last weekend. And all of them, my fellow residents would trickle out, go downstairs, they would just start attending the party.
Were humans on the invite list or were dogs? Both?
primarily humans.
That's
She
amazing.
probably prefers treats, rubs over anything else.
Yeah, I mean, she wants all
Yeah.
the attention.
She
no
does
other-
want all the
other
attention.
dogs. Well, that's amazing.
Yes.
Well, how fitting that. So you're the VP of P&M Steel,
Yes.
family-owned business, but you all have signed on to support one of our Open Streets events in August, and the theme is wine and wags. And so we're bringing the dogs out.
Bringing those dogs
I
out.
don't think the dogs are drinking wine, but the humans are. And I think dogs just in general draw a pretty nice crowd. I think, I mean, if you have a cat, anything with a tail, honestly, is welcome.
That's true. We did have a cat at the birthday party too.
Oh my gosh. The controversy already. coming out.
Yes. Anything with a dog. It's a pretty popular event.
That's cool.
Yes, I am at P&M Steel. It is, we are a structural steel fabricating company. So we are on the north side of town. We are not, but we do projects in downtown, in Sioux Falls, around the area.
Even
and
farther than that.
Even farther than that. We will transport wherever you would like structural steel.
And structural being like you're putting up a building.
We're putting up a building. We're kind of the skeleton of the process. So the beams, the columns, the door lintels, rails, stairs.
Yeah.
Kind of the first stuff that goes up after the foundation.
Yeah, it's a good fit in downtown because our buildings require a little more and
We
some
do.
stronger materials.
And anytime you go up over, I think 3 stories, you gotta go steel.
We love that in downtown. So, do you have any projects in downtown that P&M Steel has been a part of? And
Yes,
Just as some personal pride?
we were a part of the Sharapa redevelopment, the Sharapa 2. We did the original Levitt, fan shell.
oh, I like that you can say the original Levitt.
the
now.
original.
It's
Well,
I know they're growing and
that's because we didn't do the second part of the
which is happening
addition.
right now, but it's not old enough to have an original, in my opinion. But it's cool.
I agree. We did the main part of the Levitt.
The main part.
Mhm.
OG.
Yes. But the OG part.
I don't think I've ever said that in my life. I'm a pretty square person, and
I am too. I don't know any of the new
the slang.
the slang vernacular.
Oh my
But my
gosh. Get
but
old
my
fast.
husband is out at Jefferson and gets
Oh.
all of that.
He's a good source for that. Your
He
husband's
is.
also kind of held his own on the Burger Battle leaderboard
He's very
Or, like,
proud of that.
a long time.
That's one of his favorite facts about himself.
It's incredible. Yeah.
I had to put the gauntlet. I had to put the hammer down last year. I was like, you cannot do the amount of burgers that they have. Was it
It was
mid-40s?
50. No, it
Oh,
was 50.
50s.
We hit 50 and it
Yep.
was for Zach. I was hoping he was to see how far I could push him.
Yes. No. With a 4-month-old, I was like, absolutely not. We can't do it.
Understood.
We
That's
can't
okay.
do it.
It's not the point. The point is to support even one business.
Exactly.
So, well, we're talking a lot about your family because
Mhm.
P&M Steel is a family-owned business.
Yes. So,
Tell
P&M
us a
Steel
little
is
more
a
about it.
family-owned business. My grandfather started it with 2 other gentlemen in 1970. So back in, all 3 of them used to be at Egger Steel, which is kind of one of our counterparts in Sioux Falls. And they saw a niche in the market. They started off pretty small in the industrial area near the airport. And my grandpa's last name was Profile, and these 2 other gentlemen, they had Clarence Merritt and Kenny Moen. And so they were both M. So it was P&M Steel. And my father was also a civil engineer through SDSU. Same with my grandfather. So he joined back. He kind of left for a while, figure out what he wanted to do, and came back in the 80s to join the company. And then my cousin and I are kind of the family members that are still there. And after college, I left Sioux Falls to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, see the world.
Boston, apparently.
Boston.
Yeah.
To just get some more experiences. And I came back in 2016 to be a part of it. So it's a family legacy, but that's not to be taken lightly.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily, mandated that you be part of this. You left, you tried some different things.
Mm-hmm.
You thought maybe, what did you think you were going to be doing?
Well, I went to Augie, so I have an art, business, and French degree. So I really
There's a French option at Augie?
Yes, there is.
Amazing.
Dr. Fish is an incredible professor, French professor at Augie. And I really did not know what I wanted to do. I was excited when my husband, who was used to be a college football coach, kind of was the
At the Enemy. Right?
At the Enemy, yes, at USF,
which is my school.
It is,
yeah.
But I really had no skin in the game. I was not a diehard, football fan at either school.
World,
yes,
not. Yeah.
So I was so happy to follow him to Boston. He got a job at in New Hampshire, but I was like, if I'm moving across the country, I'm not going to live in New Hampshire. I'm going to live in Boston. So he ended up doing the reverse commute, and we kind of became Bostonians.
That's what was hitting my brain. That's how you say that? Sioux Fallsians now?
Yes, we're Sioux Fallsians. Yes.
Downtownians?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Downtownites. Back to Open Streets a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like kind of an insider here, so I'm kind of leading the witness a little bit, but what role do events like Open Streets play into the growth of our city and downtown, in your opinion?
In my opinion, well, I think
here are the approved talking points. Here you go.
Well, to me, downtown is really walkable and community based as it is. But I think when you're able to shut down streets and have things out in the streets, have music going, have food vendors, have other vendors around, that it just adds another layer of like welcomeness. And for people that may not live, work, play, whatever downtown, they feel really comfortable coming in and like experiencing even a higher level of like almost excitement, and art, and I don't know,
all the things,
Yeah,
we talk about us internally just as an entry point. Could be your first way to Burger Battle. Could be your first way to experience downtown, and hopefully we've caught you. You got hooked. Doesn't mean you have to necessarily, rent an apartment down here after your first time visiting, but we hope you come back. And Open Streets for me has been just an invitation to the community that this is the region's downtown, and if you live in Brandon, Hartford, Harrisburg, Sioux Falls, come down.
Yes. Because walkability is one of my favorite parts about downtown. And sometimes, it's not very often that you get to close down the streets. Phillips Avenue is our main thoroughfare downtown. So to close that off
it's not easy.
Takes a lot of work. Yeah. What is your favorite part about Open Streets?
Oh gosh. I think it doesn't really matter what vendors necessarily, or food trucks, or activation. We're about to have mini golf out on the street, or if we're doing wine really fun with wine and wags and dogs. You just all of a sudden you kind of get rid of the vehicles, you get rid of the phones, and just all these distractions that are keeping human beings from one another. And I think it's just a really authentic way to engage face to face with people that doesn't necessarily exist post college. College is really natural. It's built in. You literally have a dorm room, and you're expected to live with someone you don't know, and share a wall with someone else who's probably blasting music, and you're just sort of forced into community, and it just sort of gets stripped away after college, and downtown sort of brings it back in a really fun way.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
You don't have to go to class.
It does. When I moved down, when I moved to the Gorley building, I was down the hall from my college roommates, and it was just almost a continuation of college. It really does. It's a special spot.
Yeah, I love that. So you as an individual have been so hyper involved in the community. on boards and just showing up and saying yes constantly, even golfing when you don't really necessarily care about golfing, just to have people in your life, which I think is impressive. But also P&M Steel is supporting the community. I think one of the values is support the community when we can. What kind of advice would you have for other people who want to be involved in things?
For us, we're not great at telling our story and putting ourselves out there as much. We do things kind of maybe we're not good at talking about ourselves at
under
P&M
the
Steel.
radar,
Under the radar.
Sure.
I feel like yes. So we're the people putting up the structure. I mean, well, we're actually not the people putting up the structures. We're the people welding the structures and delivering them to the job site.
Yeah.
But we wanted to start somewhere, and we really like to invest and be involved in things that we're passionate about. And this is something that I'm passionate about. And we have so many vendors and customers and owners and everything that reside and work in downtown that we thought it would be great to be involved in this way. So it was more of like how can we pick something small and be a part of it and find a passion within that.
And it's aligning with what you're doing and what you care about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 56 years old.
56
company,
years.
Which is
yes.
incredible.
Yes.
We're happy to tell people how awesome you are, because P&M Steel is awesome.
Thank you. We are really proud to have been part of just being involved in the community this long. My grandfather and father have been incredibly involved with the YMCA throughout the years. Yeah. And all sorts of things. It just, it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to quantify what public involvement does from a business standpoint. But I think we hope that our employees and our company are able to put time and money into the community that has helped us continue to be still be a company after 56 years. And with the developments that have gone up in 56 years that we've got to be a part of.
Yeah, I imagine it looks quite different.
It looks so different.
56 years ago, but
yes.
You guys are awesome. Any final thoughts or I guess parting shots?
Ooh.
Open mic.
Oh, I shouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. I got nothing else.
That's great.
I don't know if I got anything else.
For being on Hello Downtown.
Yes. Thank you for having
me. You are listening to Hello Downtown, a podcast by Downtown Sioux Falls Incorporated. I'm Brandon Hansen.
I'm Taryn Sietsema with Downtown Sioux Falls. Here is today's member moment. Hello, everyone. Today I am joined by Olivia Essig, who is the Senior Community Relations Specialist at Sanford Health.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks for coming on, Olivia. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Are you ready to get into it?
I am.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Describe your business in 5 words or less.
Sanford Health is care beyond hospital walls.
Love that.
I really, especially in my role in community relations, I am not someone that you want to see when you walk into a doctor's office necessarily. So my role is not so much with the direct healthcare, but a lot of the organizations that I work with are kind of an extension of what we see healthcare being in the communities that we serve, meaning that, we can do everything that we can for your heart and your lungs and your skin and all of those things. But we know that health goes beyond hospital walls. And so those investments make a big difference. And it's a huge part of what Sanford Health is in the communities that we're in.
Definitely supporting healthy communities.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay. Question number 2, this or that, Riverfest or Parade of Lights?
This is so hard. I say Parade of Lights because Summer gets so busy and there's
Yeah.
so much happening in downtown Sioux Falls during the summer. It's like you can't keep up. You
It's
turn the
true.
corner and there's another like, oh, I want to go to that. Oh, I want to go to that. That's the only reason I'm going to say Parade of Lights is
Love
because
it.
it's a little less saturated
Yeah.
in the winter of things to do. And
Yeah.
I like to hibernate in the winter, you
Yeah.
know, so it like takes something big and fun to get me out of the house. And the
And
Parade
that's
of
big
Lights
enough.
is something, it's huge. It's like one of my favorite things that we do around the holidays. It's become like a family tradition for all of us.
It
to
is
go
a tradition
out
for
and-
a lot of people, for
yeah.
sure.
So Parade of Lights, and I say that, but I also love Riverfest.
It's
So-
okay. It's okay. You can say that. How about summer patio drinks or winter cozy cocktails?
Summer patio drinks.
right?
I just can't resist a good patio drink. And we've got so many great
I
patios in
know.
downtown Sioux Falls.
It is
So,
patio season.
Yeah,
which
it really is.
So exciting.
Yeah. Now ask me in the winter and I might have a different answer. But right now when the sun is shining and it's beautiful out, I'm like, I should be on a patio right now.
Agree. We should be doing this
We
on a
should.
patio.
We should.
We should probably change up our scenery. Question number 3. What's your go-to downtown guilty pleasure? A coffee drink, snack, hidden gem, or a little routine you can't resist?
Gosh, I feel like I've got a few, but one that always comes to mind, especially if I've got someone in town that's visiting, is we'll go to the Breaks.
Yeah.
I love the Breaks coffee.
Yep.
And it's right at kind of the edge of the bike trails. So
Yeah.
we almost go every weekend and then we walk the bike trails and we go on the Falls area single track that's
Yeah.
kind of down by Cliff Avenue. And, so I would say
Such a
getting
great spot.
a dirty chai, an iced
Yep.
dirty chai with oat milk at the Breaks is my guilty
Sounds
pleasure.
amazing right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Question number 4. If downtown Sioux Falls had a mascot, what would it be?
I think that there could be a lot of answers for this with all the fun sculpture walk things that we have. However, I just saw the cutest little otter on our walk the other day. And so I'm going to say like a friendly little river otter.
Love it.
Just welcoming everybody to downtown Sioux Falls.
I love it. Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. For people walking into your business for the first time, what's one key thing they should know about Sanford Health?
They should know healthcare can be intimidating. And sometimes people walking into, you know, even if it's our downtown clinic
Mhm.
that's with Lewis or whether it's one of the main at the main hospital, there can be some intimidation and some anxiety. And what I would tell people, and especially what I've learned since working at Sanford Health, is that the people that are greeting you, the doctors that you're seeing, the specialists that you're seeing, just so genuinely care and like really, really want to provide you with the best solutions for your health. And so I think that knowing these people now better and knowing them as humans, not just as like, oh gosh, I'm scared I have to go to the doctor, you know, not the funnest thing ever usually, has really given me that perspective of like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm in good hands. I'm with people who are my neighbors, who I'm probably seeing at the, you know, in downtown Sioux Falls, grabbing a coffee.
Exactly.
You know, they are our neighbors and our friends, and they genuinely care about your health and well-being. And so, just know you're in good hands and you're in a welcoming environment.
I love that. And I think that ties into downtown Sioux Falls too, because I think Sanford Health is just such an important part of our community. And the fact that you guys are downtown too is just amazing.
Yeah. And we love being downtown. You know, that has become my kind of go-to clinic if I need to
Love
be
that.
seen quickly, because I've always lived within about a mile of downtown. So this is where I, you know, eat, work, play, all of the things. And it's such a convenient place to stop in. And if I've got a sore throat or an ear infection or something, I can be seen within about 30 minutes. And it's super convenient. Just walk right in.
Convenience is key. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, Olivia. And thank you for being visionary members with Downtown Sioux Falls.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you all.
We
and
love
all that you do
Downtown
for
Sioux
our
Falls.
community.
Thank you.
This is Hello Downtown.
Downtown Open Streets is back. Join us this summer as we create a car-free community playground with 4 family-friendly events at the start of each month.
Find more about Open Streets and all events in downtown Sioux Falls at our website, dtsf.com. dtsf.com.